All right, welcome back to the Crimson Metal Show on KXOU. I'm your host, Glenn Flansburgh, and I'm here, as always, with the Evanator. And we have on the phone a very special guest. We have Brittany Slace from Unleash the Archers. And
also have Grant and Scott.
Yeah, Grant and Scott. And they're calling in from Vancouver. And I'd just like to say welcome, guys. How you guys doing?
Hi, doing well, thanks.
Yeah, man, doing good. Busy.
Very good. Thanks for the call.
All right. Yeah, no, thank you. I have to tell you that I love female-fronted metal, and I love power metal. And I recently received one of your tracks, Cleanse the Bloodlines, and I just got so addicted to it. It's been like on loop play on my phone for about 2 weeks now. I think I've been playing it constantly on the show here for about 3 weeks now. And
yeah, guys, I know that.
Awesome! Thank you.
Glenn was a bit worried about going fanboy because
I might go
it's been
fanboy.
nonstop talk about Unleash the Archers for the last 3 weeks since we got the promo from the label. So
right, and you guys got an album coming out soon, right? It's getting ready to drop, from what I understand.
Yeah, June 2nd. So it's just almost 2 weeks here until go time. So yeah, we're things are amping up, that's for sure.
What's the name of the album?
Apex.
Right. Now, what plans do you have coming up for supporting the album?
We are booking tours right now. We're just kind of in the middle of figuring out what's going to come first, Europe or the U.S. So
right.
We're definitely going to do both of those hopefully this fall. And then after that, not too sure, but we'd love to get down to South America and hopefully back over to Japan again, maybe in the spring.
Well, I insist you have to come to Oklahoma City. You have to.
If you say so. We will.
Well,
we'll do our best. Yeah.
Do your best. We'd very much like that. Although if you come to Dallas, we'll likely go down there to see you too.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Or Tulsa. Yeah, any of those places.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think we've ever played Oklahoma, so it'd be really nice to...
Do you guys have Golden Corral there?
We do have Golden Corral. We have one just down the road from where I live. Yeah. Yeah, all you can eat buffet, right?
It's honestly, it's just our favorite. Whenever we tour the U.S., we always we'll do our routing through towns that have Golden Corrals when we're driving. So.
Well, as a musician and someone who's toured a little bit around the country, you're on a limited budget, and so you might as well get your money's worth. Go to Golden Corral and just load up.
Oh yeah, $8.95 for lunch, and you can eat whatever you want. And got soft ice cream at the end. I can't really eat it, but I do sometimes.
All right.
And it's the best.
So you guys have been around for a while. This isn't your first album. This is what, your third, fourth?
Fourth full length, fifth recording. Basically, we've got a little 3-song EP in there as well.
Right. Now, how long have you guys been signed with Napalm?
Ooh, the beginning of 2015.
So a couple of years. So your last album was probably released then on Napalm as well?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Time Spent Still was 2015, and that was our first album through Napalm, yeah.
Very nice. Well, guys, I'm sort of curious. We were talking about it earlier. Unleash the Archers. Where does the name come from?
It was sort of an amalgamation of impatience, perhaps, and the imaginations of 5 very different people trying to decide on one name. When we first started jamming together back in 2007, we were trying to come up with something, but we couldn't agree on anything. We just were constantly, someone didn't like it, and we didn't want to name the band something that we didn't all agree on. So it took about 3 months of back and forthing, and even after that, we had this huge Word doc, like probably, 50 pages long of names, and none of us liked any of them to the point where we could all agree. So finally, at the end of this exhausting night that we had, where we were like, no, we are choosing the name, we have a show coming up, we need to get our logo and everything ready, someone just kind of out of nowhere said, how about Unleash the Archers? and we didn't all hate it. So that's the one we went with. I really like it. I mean, I think we've kind of become a part of what that name means as much as it named us.
Yeah, it's an epic name, and you guys are an epic band, so you have to have an epic name, right?
Well, thanks. Yeah, no, I think it's I mean, I like it, especially because I'm a total history nerd, and it's very medieval feeling, and battle and glory and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Right. Now when we were looking at your Facebook page and I was like reading your bio, I thought, wait a minute, this doesn't sound like a normal bio. They're not talking about themselves. This is like a story, like a poem.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
Is that lyrics from an existing song, or is that just something you guys threw together as your bio?
Yeah, it's actually the story of the new record Apex, which is a concept album.
Uh-huh.
But done in, I think it's ABAB iambic pentameter poetry. It's a poem.
Right.
Telling the story of the record. Yeah.
Well, talk to us more about that concept. What kind of concept were you working with on this new album, Apex?
Well, from the very beginning, when we first sat down and said, okay, let's write the next record, we knew we wanted to do a concept album. It's just so engaging, and there's a lot of aspects to it that way. When it's not just about the music, it's about the story as well. And so there's a lot of different ways that the listener can become involved in the music. So we all were like, yeah, let's do a concept record. And so right away I had an idea for the main character, who we call the Immortal. And basically we just follow him throughout his story. And what it is he awakens in this mountain, which is, his home, and he is forced to serve the antagonist, who we call the matriarch, and she makes him find her 4 sons and bring them to her so she can kill them in a ritual to achieve immortality. And that track that we released, Cleanse the Bloodlines, is the first time they meet, basically, and so she's saying to him, yay, you're here, now go find my sons so I can kill them.
Well,
no romantic.
This raises some questions for me. Is that you obviously have a narrative worked out here with the album and even the track that Cleanse the Bloodlines. How do you guys approach writing? I mean, does the narrative come before the music? Does it come after the music? Is it simultaneous? How does that work?
In this instance, it came before. Yeah. So I wrote out each track as a chapter. And then what I would do is I would describe what that chapter was, what part of the story it was telling, and what I wanted the song to sound like, and how I wanted it to make the listener feel, and what kind of emotions it needed to convey. And then the boys took that as a guideline and wrote all the riffs and all their parts around it, basically. So we always write together. It's a really important part of the band to all of us, that everyone writes their own parts and has a say in the arrangement of the music. So basically the boys would say, come to jam with a riff or a large portion of a song and say, hey, I was thinking of this for track 5 or whatever. And I'd say, no, it's kind of got more of a track 3 feel, or yeah, no, that's perfect. Let's build on that. And then we'd sort of move it around or change things or take things away and create the songs together based around that sort of story that I'd written out.
Yeah, just to add to what Brittany just said, I think it's really important for us to not just write a song, but write an album. I don't think enough bands set out to write a full, start to finish, concise album that you can listen front to back. So that's what we always try to achieve.
Well, I applaud you, because I can't even finish one song, let alone an entire album.
Thank you.
Well, very nice. I'm curious, asking just all of you, where do you go to for influence and for inspiration?
Oh, all over the place. I mean, yeah, we all listen to a lot of metal, but there's also a lot of classical and jazz, and Nico has some crazy stuff that he's shown us, and folk music, and just little bits of everything. Personally, I'm really into like a lot of death metal and black metal right now, really, really heavy stuff. So you might hear that on the next record.
Curious. We were talking about that. One of the things, a topic that comes up over and over again, is just what do people perceive as metal, especially in North America. And we think that death metal is certainly something when just someone who's not a connoisseur of metal thinks about metal, that's what they think of first.
Right. They don't think of like power metal or glam
power metal
or symphonic or any of that kind of stuff.
And, yeah, we're sort of curious. I mean, what do you think really the state of metal is here in North America? It's something that we talked to Chris, the guitarist for Sabaton, last night when we went down to see their show in Dallas, and about what is it like coming here and playing in the States and then going to Europe and the sort of the different reception. How do you think it's different?
Yeah, I think honestly, for a while there, the genreification, aka of heavy metal, was kind of getting a little out of hand, and to the point where people were just kind of putting boundaries on what they would listen to based on what it was, described as. Like, I only listen to black metal, and I only listen to, and I think that's starting to go away, and people are really starting to listen to lots of different kinds of metal. So personally, we just call ourselves heavy metal because we kind of draw a little bit from everywhere, and we don't like to, put rules and regulations on songwriting. So, we don't say we're a power metal band, we got to write a power metal song. We just kind of write whatever we like, and I think that the rest of the metal community is kind of maybe following suit. I think we're all kind of in that place where we just want to listen to good music. It doesn't matter what it's qualified as. I mean, that being said, there are still tons of people out there that hear that we're female fronted and won't even give us a chance. But I think that's just kind of fallen to the wayside these days.
Well, interesting you bring up that topic because my band is a female fronted metal band as well, and we've been around since 2008, and we've played around here and there and everywhere, and I'm a grad student, and for my master's thesis I'm working on is going to be over the lack of diversity, so to speak, in heavy metal music, specifically the lack of gender, and how females both from the fans, both from the from the record industry, as well as other bands, how that's perceived.
Which I know part of that, Brittany, you're probably someone to ask about this, is that when do you look, who do you look to, if anyone, for sort of when you look of someone you admire as sort of a female-fronted band, or is that even a factor? I mean, can you think of names of people, of other singers that you think are inspirational?
Well, I don't know. I mean, personally, I just take my vocal influence from a lot of male singers. It's just kind of my style. So, I mean, there aren't two, and that's nothing, not to say anything against women in metal. It's just that for the most part, I tend to pay attention to the male singers more than the female singers. I mean, there are a couple out there. Ida Hochland from Triosphere is absolutely fantastic, and I love their music, and I really respect what they're doing. Also, Jill Janis from Huntress is pretty rad, and Nora from Battle Beast, she's wicked. I just love how they play around with.
We saw her last night, and it blew me away.
Yeah, she's incredible. Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I was going to ask and then lost my train of thought. I was just reading today an article, and it was an interview with Charlotte from Delane, and she talked about sexism in metal music, and she was talking about, hey, sexism exists everywhere, not just metal music, and she didn't think it was any more worse in metal than it was in anything else, even though metal is perceived to be a boys' club.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I mean, you see it everywhere. It's probably, it's different for you guys, obviously, because you can't really understand where someone else is coming from if you're not, where they are. But yeah, I mean, it's you just kind of face this.
We lose you?
No, yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, you kind of disappeared there.
Yeah. So, you were talking
Sorry about that.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's crazy. It's an interesting subject, and it's something I'm fascinated with.
But I think times are changing. I think there's more female-fronted bands right now than there ever has been.
Well, I just saw, one of our local promoters here in Oklahoma City has been posting shows all summer long, that are coming up, and he's posted probably at least four now of female-fronted bands coming through to play, and most of them are from LA. And I gave him a listen, and it sounds like we're definitely. I think we're finally catching up with Europe, maybe, even though it's a slightly more American kind of metalcore, kind of Americanized metal sound than the traditional European, female vocal sound.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it may not just be that it's an American spin. It could be that it, that's kind of the future, maybe, and trying out different genres and trying out different things. And I know a lot of like Battle Beast, for instance, coming out of Europe, they test out a lot of different styles and genres in their albums. So I think everyone's kind of moving past the point where you think of European female-fronted metal and you think an opera singer. It's not like that not like that anymore. So
No.
I think the whole kind of heavy metal community is starting to see past all those kind of.
It's a good thing, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, sounds like it's going to be good.
So you guys were talking about your, your influences. If I was to grab your smartphone, what would you have queued up ready to play?
Right now?
For me, I was listening to Elton John just before I walked in.
All right.
That's great. Nico actually just walked in here, our bass player. What were you listening to on the way here, Nico?
I was not listening to anything,
but
I came from a guitar lesson where I was teaching a Maggot Brain by Funkadelic.
Oh.
Parliament Funkadelic, nice.
All right.
Yeah, we were actually I was talking about them with my boy a little earlier. So.
All right.
Very nice.
What are they on? I've got Firewind and Septic Flesh, and actually just discovered God Dethroned today, so just downloaded their new single. So, yeah.
All right. Gosh, you stumped me on a few of those. I haven't heard of them. This is in death metal genre, right?
Well, Firewind is power metal.
Okay.
Gus G.
Yeah, somebody famous.
Gus G is the guitar player in Firewind. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's an awesome guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Firewind is his main band.
Oh, they're fantastic. I'm really enjoying them. And then Septic Flesh, I think they're very kind of black and death. A little, I don't know. It's very symphonic. And then God Dethroned is kind of the same thing, like a darker vibe of death metal. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, guys, I kind of to go back to talk about your upcoming tour. When will we know whether it's going to be Europe, Japan, or North America?
Well, we're hoping to book or have something to announce by mid to late June. So hopefully by the end of June, everything will all be sorted out. Yeah.
And if people want to keep track and know when the announcement comes out, where can they find you online?
If they download the Bands in Town app, we announce all of our dates on there. And also, if you follow us on Bands in Town, it'll send you a notification when we're coming to your town or even anywhere in the vicinity. So it's a super rad app. And then also Facebook. We announced all of our tour dates on Facebook, and we have a little widget on there that we always put our tour dates up there as well. So Facebook is probably the best as a contact for us as well. So if you message us or anything like that, then we'll always reply.
All right. Well, I know there was more stuff I wanted to talk with you guys about, but man, time flies, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Yeah, we really enjoyed having you guys on. I know Glenn's been talking about you for 3 weeks straight, and he's going to continue talking about you. And he is excited about playing this this next track. I think it's "Cleanse the Bloodlines." Is that what it is?
I've got that one. I also have the Matriarch, so I can play
Cool.
a couple of those. Now, about "Cleanse the Bloodline," I know you guys were talking about how you write it, and you said you didn't really go out of your way to write a power metal song, but I have to tell you that is probably one of the most perfect power metal songs I've ever seen written. It has like every aspect of like a great power metal song.
Oh, I'm glad you think so. Yeah. We that riff just kind of came out of nowhere, and we built the rest of the song around it. So, I'm glad that you guys like it, and it's being well received. So we're pretty excited.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys calling in, and good luck on your upcoming endeavors. I'm super.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to get the album here. Just a couple of more weeks, I guess. And,
yeah, it's be very, very exciting. So, Brittany, thank you to you, to Grant, to Scott, and to Nico for talking to us today. We really do hope that you come by somewhere near Oklahoma, because we would love to get a chance to see you live, as well as maybe even talk to you in person. So.
Absolutely.
It sounds like a plan.
We're
Thank you guys so much.
We're good people down here in Oklahoma. good people.
Or like we said, even if it is, we have Golden Corral. We have Golden Corral in all the major cities, both Oklahoma City and Tulsa. But if it's Dallas, we'll make the drive as well. So there's some great venues down there too. So anyway,
awesome.
Thank you so much for talking to us, and we're going to play your tracks.
All right.
So
great.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Have a good night.
You too.
Good night.
Thank you. All right. Let's play Cleanse the Bloodlines here.